Okay, I watch an awful lot of documentaries when it comes to movies, which is weird. It's almost kind of meta to watch a movie about movies. So Godzilla and Other Movie Monsters is about an hour and a half long. The package is about 2 hours, but it's not. That's probably including special features. It begins with a little bit of Godzilla, then it goes more through the history of movie monsters. From the very beginning, where we got, Ray Harryhausen, people before him, the stop motion, the weird period of time where they were taking like iguanas and putting little prosthetics on and be like, look at this dinosaur. It's not really a dinosaur, it's a lizard with additional stuff added to it. There's some of the versions where, they had the people in the foreground and in the background they were playing a movie for them to interact with. And some of the various iterations of King Kong. And ironically, very, very little in the way of Godzilla. They begin with Godzilla and go through the genesis from the very initial movies. And then they kind of make it up to the American Godzilla, the really horrible one with Matthew Broderick, which ironically they just lightly mention. And then that hour and a half, they do the Godzilla rap twice. They recycle footage quite a lot. The production values are really poor on this. The only thing that I really learned new from this documentary was that King Kong versus Godzilla was initially the plot for that was initially King Kong versus Frankenstein. They just tweaked it to make it Godzilla. And they go through movies like, the Big Claw, the Beast from the Fathoms and stuff like that. So in that aspect, it's a real good glossing over. You can get it on Netflix. And I'll be honest, it should probably stay on Netflix. With this movie being made in the mid-90s, there's very little mention of Godzilla. Like I said, out of the hour and a half, there's probably an hour of 10 minutes of non-recycled footage. The small blip that 100 Years of Horror did on movie monsters is actually far superior in being like 12 minutes in length to what this movie is. If you want a nice glossing over of all things movie monsters, a lot of it being dinosaurs, dragons, some of the mythology behind them, and even going into some of the cartoons, yes, they do talk about the land before time. And they also show the legendary short Godzilla vs. Bambi. So, if you're a fan of big movie monsters, you probably learn nothing new from this. The Godzilla rap is aggravatingly annoying, and they play it twice. It's also a fairly cheaply done documentary. And that is Godzilla and Other Movie Monsters.